Hi everyone, I'm Josh Elliott. Yeah, I didn't even know how to open this. This video is gonna go absolutely fantastic. So I haven't uploaded a video in a while. I have seen lots of movies. I just haven't really had the time to do all the mini reviews. So I'm gonna do an even minier mini reviews. Mini reviewception. I'm gonna do this thing called 30-second movie reviews. I have 13 movies to review. I'm going to spend 30 seconds reviewing each movie. I have Dakota back here in the corner. He is going to be timing me. Also, quick disclaimer, I have not practiced these reviews, and so it's pretty much just me thinking on my feet. Let's get this started. So first up, we have Wildlife. 1, 2, 3, go. So Wildlife is a movie about a family in the 1950s, and it's really good, and it's about a family drama told from the eyes of the son, and it's definitely a show don't tell movie. Very little is actually said, and so the environment is really interesting, and it feels yeah, it's just very much so many things are happening under the surface and you never know what's gonna happen next, and I was really enthralled by it. Carey Mulligan is awesome. 8 out of 10. Next up, we have Overlord. 1, 2, 3, go. So, when I think of a World War II movie, zombies is not what I immediately think of, but Overlord somehow manages to blend these two genres really well together, and it's a super fun movie as well. There's not much emotional strength to it, so it doesn't have much memorability in terms of you like really caring about the characters, but it's so much fun to watch. It's super violent, gory, it earns its R rating, it's super entertaining and action-packed. I'll give it a 7. Next is Beautiful Boy. 1, 2, 3, go. So, Beautiful Boy is a very emotional and sad movie, and Timothée Chalamet and Steve Carell play father and son, and they have amazing chemistry, and they're fantastic together. Why are you laughing?
You said...
What?
You said Timothée and Chalamet and Steve Carell.
Did I?
Yeah, you said Timothée and Chalamet and Steve Carell.
Okay, I'm getting extra time on this. Okay, they have great chemistry, and... Sorry, No, I'm getting extra time. Okay, there are some pacing issues. It gets a little repetitive at times, but then again, I think that's what addiction is actually like, and that's what Timothée Chalamet's character is going through, so if you can get past the repetitive stuff, then you'll enjoy the movie. Next up is Widows. 1, 2, 3, go. So I have ADD, and movies that are as complicated as Widows are often really difficult for me to pay attention to, but I found out that some of my friends also didn't understand why a lot of the stuff in the movie happened. I really liked the emotional core of the story and just the character pieces of the women, but the actual like political side of the story I wasn't super fond of. I felt like they kind of skimmed over certain things and other elements were unnecessary. It's really artsy though, and so it has a cool look to it, but I'll give it a 6. Next up is Boy Erased. Oh wait, hold up. We had to hold for dogs. Alright. Okay. Next up is Boy Erased. Next up, we have We're packing up, guys. This is the end of the channel. Thank you so much for coming. Next up, we have Boy Erased. 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, so me being gay, I feel like that makes me more credible to like Boy Erased because I have that emotional connection, but I also feel like it makes me less credible because I can't really see it just as a movie as well. But I really liked this movie. I didn't love it. There were a few issues, but I do think it's very solid and true to the emotional core that it's trying to portray. There was not a single bad thing about the movie. It just wasn't as phenomenal as I hoped it would be, but the acting is really good. Oh, and it made me feel so many emotions. I'll give it an 8 out of 10. What's next? Ooh, next up is Fantastic Beasts: The Crimes of Grindelwald. 3, 2, 1, go. There is so much I could talk about this movie. I don't know how I'm going to do it in 30 seconds, but basically there are lots of issues. I loved the ideas that the movie had, but I think they would have worked so much better if this was the third movie in the franchise and not the second, because so much is not developed. Characters are there only to be important in sequels. Lita Lestrange is basically the main character of the story, but you know pretty much nothing about her. It was just very poorly developed, even though it had some really good ideas. I will give it a 5. Next up is Green Book. 3, 2, 1, go. Green Book is one of the most sweet and endearing comedies of the year. It's also a great Christmas movie as well. I loved the chemistry between Mahershala Ali and Viggo Mortensen, and I don't know, I'm not usually the biggest fan of historical movies, but I think the comedic tones made it so much more enjoyable and sweet, and it was just a joy to watch. Similar to Boy Erased, nothing was absolutely phenomenal about it, so I can't give it a super high rating, but it was still very sweet, and you should watch it. I'll give it an 8. Next is Ralph Breaks the Internet. 3, 2, 1, go. So, Disney managed to pull a Pixar on us with Ralph Breaks the Internet by making you think that the movie is about one thing, and by the end you realize it's about something much more profound and emotional than you thought. Oh my gosh, we're getting bombed right now. But, I'm gonna take that out of the time. Ha! Okay, but there is still, like, obvious product placement. In the beginning, it takes a bit before it gets started, but by the end, it is really sweet, and it's a sequel that doesn't need to exist, but it manages to justify its existence enough, so I'll give it a 6.
Time.
Next is Robin Hood. Robin Hood is just... I don't know where to even go with this video. My main issue with this movie is the costumes, because the costumes are so modern and I don't understand why. There were so many things in this movie that just made me go, why did that happen? Why are they changing the story? Why are the characters so unrelatable? The costumes, why are they so modern? It has some cool action sequences, but it's not interesting. I'll give it a 3. There was no timer.
Said 3, 2, 1, go.
I did.
But I think you were under 30 seconds, so it's
wow.
okay.
I'm so sorry.
You should be.
Please forgive me.
I'm trying so hard.
Oh wow, Can You Ever Forgive Me is actually up soon. But first is Instant Family. 3, 2, 1, go. So Instant Family is a really cute, sweet family movie, although it's very oversimplified in its morals, and it's very movie-esque in its dialogue. It's not very realistic, and a lot of the emotion is taken away from it when you realize that this true story that it's based off of really isn't that true. So much of the story was just made up for the movie. And so I feel like casual moviegoers will be able to forgive it, but it is a very simplified version of an emotional story, so I'll give it a 6. Next up is Can You Ever Forgive Me? 3, 2, 1, go. Melissa McCarthy is absolutely unrecognizable in this movie. She is fantastic. Richard E. Grant is also fantastic. Also, I love the fact that the two leads in the movie are gay and literally no attention was drawn to it. They just are that way, and I think that's a great thing for LGBT representation in movies. Also, I really just enjoy the story of this movie. I think they make good anti-heroes, and even though I knew that they kind of deserved what they got, I still enjoy them. Although I do think the movie could have been lit better. It was very dark. I'll give it a 7. Next is Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, I never read comics as a kid, and so I obviously don't have the nostalgia of a comic book movie like Spider-Man, but Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse does such a good job at making it look like an actual comic book and feel so immersive. It's so creative and inventive, and even though I don't have that nostalgia, I still really have to admire it. I don't know if I would call it the best Spider-Man movie ever, but I really just enjoyed the story and had a lot of fun with it. I did have some issues, though, with the twist near the end and some of the side characters, though, so I'll give it an 8. Last but absolutely, definitely, assuredly not least is Roma. 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, Roma may not be my favorite movie of the year, but it is easily the most emotional, and it's easily the most beautiful, just visually and emotionally. And it's the type of movie where you start off just admiring it for the visuals and enjoying watching this family live their lives, and by the end, your heart has just been my heart just had so many emotions going through it, and it was absolutely beautiful and profound. I'll give it a 9. So, I kind of did it. I think I did most of the movies in under 30 seconds, apart from Beautiful Boy, where there was that little slip-up. Everyone, let's have a round of applause for Dakota here in the corner. Best boyfriend ever. What did you think of those movies? Please let me know what you think of this video. Comment below to let me know, because I got a kick out of doing these 30-second reviews. I didn't really know what to expect going into it. I'll probably need to become more inventive with my word choices, but this was a good intro to it. Also, follow our Instagram account if you want to see my initial thoughts of these movies, and also follow my Letterboxd account if you want to see my initial thoughts of these movies. Also, subscribe to our channel and hit the bell because we're a fun channel and I think you guys will like us. Plus, that also really helps us out. Love you guys. Peace out.